Welcome back, humans! You know what day it is, and I'm back with a middle of the week vent session. And before I get started, I would appreciate it if you would hit that subscription and smash that like button and turn on your notifications. Because yes, I'm here twice a week. And yes, my name is Jaime. And with that said, let's get on with some vents. Shall we, humans? Because I'm pretty much ready. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to drop some vents. I'm ready to vent on. But anyways, let's go on with this. I'm sure you guys have been seeing this circulating through the news. And it's kind of wild. It's got my attention. It's got my attention because it's like more proof like why you can't trust the news. And it's like giving me more and more, evidence every day. Now, I started with some old clips. Now it's all like new shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you just can't trust the news. And I'm talking about one time in particularly when our Prez, Project 46, was getting a shot on the live TV. It looked like he was in the Oval Office. But it wasn't really the Oval Office. It was like a movie set stage with like theater seating. That's what it looks like in this photo. And they're all chilling. And that's not the real spot. It's like a fake set. So I'm like, once again, this is another reason I don't trust these damn news. It's kind of, I don't know, man. This is just crazy. Like you see, that's a setup, and then when you see the real office, you can see the difference and all that crap. It's just crazy, man. I don't understand. And they said that they did it just for Fox News. They did it just for them. But like I said, whatever you did, you just gave me another reason just not to believe in you or trust you because I don't trust the news, man. They be doing all this crazy stuff. Like they keep you all riled up, like I said, and they show you all this violence and they keep you all like in fear. Everyone, like all just stressed out. Like, oh my gosh, we're just like always worrying about shit because of the news. And then you do stuff like this. And this is like another reason, like, man, y'all are getting out of hand with this stuff, man. This is getting a little out of hand. Like I spoke earlier in the episode, you know what I'm saying? They exposed some censorship so they can censor us more. I feel like that was just all a setup and that was a ploy to do that. I felt like it was another way to get inside more of the info. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of wild. And I'm not liking this. And the news is like just, some of the news channels are starting to like turn on this BS that's happening. And it's about time. Like, some people are just starting to like, okay, that's enough. All right? We ain't doing this no more. Like, this is just wild what's going on. It's crazy. It's like you could say the word crazy for this. You really could. Like, what's going on here? Like, why you got this is like a stage set and like the VP like always seems to be laughing. Is it because she's medicated or is it because she knows this is all a joke and she's just like can't keep a straight face and that's why they're keeping her off the camera all the time? Like, where is this woman? Now, where is she? I just want to know, like, what the hell? Where is this woman? It's just like, and then when you do talk to her, she's just ready to start laughing. She's like ready to start laughing all the time. Like, they swear on the Bible. She's like, looks like she's about to start cracking up. You know what I'm saying? Like, where is it? What's going on here? Like, that's probably why. Like, she has like that Joker syndrome that Joaquin Phoenix was suffering in the Joker film. She can't stop laughing, and it's like she just can't help it. And I just wonder, this is wild, which brings me to her again because I'm sure you saw that space video where she was in this like room talking with children, young teenagers, and she's all talking about like the future of space and space travel. But it was weird because she was talking to them like they were like little kids, and they were like clearly they were like teenagers, young teenagers, and she was all like using her hands like they was like young like grade schoolers, like third grade and shit, or second grade, like it's a way to stay in the lines, good job, good letter B. It was kind of weird, and so then you do you do some digging and you find out some things, and you come to find out that once again you don't trust the news because all those teenagers, those young teenagers that she was talking to like they were grade school kids, were all child actors. Yes, humans. It was like a fake ass video. And she's over here talking all this shit like this. It was like a film production commercial for some space shit. Like, yeah, we want to talk about space right now while everybody's getting sick or trying not to get sick. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, let's go to space. There you go again. Another hint of the elites, trying to lead the planet. Now they're trying to bring Hugh Hefner out there. Because probably some aliens that they bumped into on their little trip to the stratosphere, trying to get their Louis Picard on. You know what I'm saying? That ain't that cool of a thing. Like, you spent all that money on your Amazon money, and all you did was go to the stratosphere and back down with some old ass people with you. You know what I'm saying? And I know somebody shit themselves. I don't give a shit what nobody says. I know one of them old people shit themselves. And Shatner's going up there next. You know, they're sending up Captain Kirk. You know, but with this fake ass video commercial, man, I'm going back to this. Those were all actors, and you can't trust the news. Especially if that was a production. What if all that shit was a production? Even that fucking fake ass stratosphere shit with that dick rocket. The damn dick rocket was going off, and it went to the fucking just above the clouds and then come back down and landed. Like, ooh, that was so sweet. I thought y'all was going to real space. Like, we saw you the whole time. You like didn't leave like our sights. That didn't really look like you went to space with your all that Amazon money. You know? Man, that's crazy. I just never trust this damn news. You know, and they're not showing on our news like all those people protesting, and they're not even showing that on the news over here because they got to show us all this other shit. With their lying asses. Not all channels are lying. There's some people, like I said, starting to, you know, break free from the BS, which I'm starting to like it. And I don't want to say your names or anything, so you all can just stay the secret and just keep exposing the BS because I love the channel. Man, oh man. Man, oh man. Nobody's safe anymore, are they? Not even our damn superheroes. Humans. Superheroes ain't even safe. It's a damn shame. I'm not even going to go there, but it's a damn shame. Not even our superheroes are safe. Even they're not even from this planet and they're not safe from labels. But I'm not going to go. You know what? It's messed up. The superheroes ain't even safe. Anyways. On a previous episode, I remember speaking about when Nikki Minaj made news speaking against, you know, vaccinations and whatnot, or saying her experiences with it or whatever. And it caused a lot of things in the news, got a little static going, and you notice like nobody really backed her up. Like it was like no artist like backed her up at all. Like nobody came out with like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like they got all like they went to like a burner account and then like liked her stuff and it probably texted her for real like, hey, I'm sorry, but we do love you. You know, but we did get a check. We did sign that paper to get that check. So, you know, we got to stay over here. You know, like the sellout thing kind of shows up right there. You know, when they talk about those things behind the scenes and like what you did to get that deal or what you did to be in that place you're in. Because that kind of feels like it. Kind of has that feel. I'm just saying, it kind of has that like, ooh, feel. Like nobody backed her up. Like nobody came out there. Like if they did, it was like one or two people. It wasn't like it didn't make it like a movement or nothing. You would have thought she would have got support, but nope. Everybody kind of just like it was like one of those moments like you just want to step out of the camera. Everybody kind of just like did one of these, like just gradually moved out of the way, out of frame. I didn't see anybody back her up, and I know there's probably gonna be somebody like, oh yeah, well so and so did. It's like I said, you probably could count them on between both hands how many people stood up for it. And like I said, you wonder what they did for that paycheck for them to keep the mouths closed. You know what I mean? Like, it could be some crazy things. And then you hear a celebrity that everybody knows by the name of Jim Brewer. You know, he comes out and says some things to get a little attention, kind of sparked the internet after, you know, recently. And so he said some things that made you start thinking about things like this. Like, this is like a prime. I wanted to play a little clip because I feel like it's a prime example on, you know, a prime example, probably a couple of why nobody backed her up. Let me see if I can get some decent audio here. Let's see. Here we go. Listen to what he says here. Like I said, this is like one of those little like secret like hand grenade of truths. You know when people do this, and I love when people do this. You know, there's a lot of people that do sneak out these little coded truths or whatever, and here's somebody that kind of exposes like a little bit behind the scenes. Not many people will, you know, say, oh, it's so true that's a celebrity. They won't back it up because they got that paycheck. So here's a little clip.
Let me tell you something about some big sports stars.
Jim Brewer.
If you honestly knew what some of your favorite big superstars really did behind closed doors. If you knew what your favorite late night talk show host did behind closed doors,
Man, oh man.
if you really knew what your favorite radio star, TV star, newscaster truly did behind closed doors, none of us are perfect. We all do weird things. We're all freaky and weird and
True.
crazy.
True.
But if you knew, you wouldn't follow half the people. You wouldn't listen. And I tell you what, I put doctors on that list. I
Ooh.
put CEOs on that list. I put the everyday person on that list.
It's pretty interesting, like I said, but you see how he did that, and like I said, it goes on and continues on when he talks about, like, nobody's perfect, you know what I mean?
The fact, you gotta stop putting this much trust in local doctors, too. I said some.
So then he, starts talking about some other things, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, like, he kind of gave you a little thing, like, if you only knew what they did behind closed doors. And you hear these little rumors, you hear stories, and you really wonder. It gets you thinking, you know what I mean? It gets you kind of thinking. So, like I said, man, those are, you don't want to really, you don't know who to trust when you got some people saying, and then if somebody ever comes out and tells the truth on something from behind the scenes, like, you hear a lot of artists that maybe weren't as big, or some artists that actually were huge, and they come out and say things about, selling the soul, I don't even think it's like metaphorical. Like, they're talking like legit, and you hear some people in the industry saying, exposing some weird secrets, and they talk about rituals and like all this crazy stuff going on during, contract signings. And, it's kind of weird. Like, so it makes you want, like, it kind of gives you like, okay, maybe that's why they didn't come out and back her up, because a lot of those people, are it's out of their control. And I'm sure she understands that. It's probably why she didn't, talk trash or go out and lash out on people that didn't come stand up, because she knows she probably had to do the same thing. Like, you see a lot of those things that expose, like, just the music industry alone. Like, the music industry alone seems kind of crazy. And then they talk about film, and then it gets all dark into film and music and art, and it's just wild, dude, to dance. And, it's just like, it's like some dark ass stories back there, because I guess people, a lot of things happen. And it just gets some dark stories back there. Like I said, man, it's just wild when they come out and tell you things. Like I said, the entertainment industry, from like a lot of sometimes when the music videos or in the interviews, everything's like a la happy place. But when they don't tell you until like they get a time to, or where whatever, that's when they seem to expose these secrets, and it's just wild. It's out of their control. They got like those what they call handlers, maybe. Who knows? Because some of those videos where you hear them talking about those things seem a little extreme. But sometimes the proof can be in the pudding. Like when they were talking about certain comedians, making it big, or like the higher level you make it, they say, like, and some of these people that are exposing these secrets say, like, the higher level you make it into stardom, the more compromised you are. Like, I guess they compromise somebody that's going to be some superstar somehow, some way. Maybe it's a star you listen to, or maybe it's a star that I like or listen to, or maybe it's somebody I watch on TV, or everybody, and they say that when they reach these levels, that there's like a level of also compromise involved. And that's wild if that is true, because, and then you see things like this, like somebody took a stand, and then nobody kind of jumped. They kind of just turned their back on, they turned their back on them when you start talking those things. It's interesting. It's interesting to think about if that stuff is really true. Then you hear certain interviews where people kind of hint at that stuff really being true, so it makes you wonder. Like, it makes you wonder, it just makes me wonder. It makes me wonder anyways. I don't know. It's just wild and kind of spooky, because you wonder, like, who's really behind the curtains. Like I said, when I spoke on a way early episode about behind the curtain, about like who's really like in charge of whatever that realm is. And not necessarily the globe. I'm saying, like, in the entertainment realm, like, there's some crazy, if that's true, some crazy people in there with some weird things they do. And, some people make that sacrifice to go and, get famous. Like that Weinstein dude that just was busted, he was getting away with it for a long time. Like, my man, and it wasn't just him. You know what I mean? It wasn't just him. It's just people was like, man, I want to make this movie. You're going to be famous and blah, blah, blah. And so they did those fucking casting couch things, man, that you hear about. You know, it's wild. It's just wild. You know, it's a wild thing, man. And it was going on for a long time, and now he got busted, but I'm sure it didn't stop. I'm sure it's not, done. But that's a crazy thing, man. It's a crazy situation right there. Crazy thing. And then, like I said, they try to compromise some people, and some people don't do it, or you think they don't do it, and they maybe come off as like they didn't sell out, but then in the background you kind of find out they did sell out, or some things like that, So, speaking on the entertainment realm, they were saying there's, what's going around the media right now. People are trying to cancel, or not people, but cancel culture was going after Dave Chappelle after his latest special, which was done, I guess it was filmed here in Detroit. Yeah. And I watched it. It was pretty good, man. There was some parts that was kind of, I didn't, some jokes that were kind of lame, but he's funny, man. His delivery's funny, and he'll catch you off guard sometimes, if it's like, oh man, he's going to tell a weird story. And then he catch you off guard with some good jokes and punchlines. But like people took a lot of issue, I guess, when he stuck up for J.K. Rowling, and when he spoke with some other things about the transgender things. And but anyways, like I said, I feel like going after a comedian is like trying to cancel comedy like altogether. Because like you can't just like go after one comedian, because all comedy is, it's supposed to be like no holds barred. It's supposed to be no holds barred to make someone laugh. There's supposed to be no rules when it comes to comedy. There's like physical comedy, physical comedians that used to like, like literally jump on the floors and, fall and, break things and, like almost like the Jackass guys, but like a different way, almost like Chris Farley, would do the break the, furniture and things like that. Like, there was like physical comedians, and then there was like the silent comedians, and then you got like, just all this different talents. You got the musical comedians, the guys that were like, musically talented, can put it in together with comedy, and they can do all these things. Action comedy, like just comedy. Like, I feel like it's just like, there should be no, like I said, there should never be no rules when it comes to making someone get filled with laughter and, laugh your butt off, because that's supposed to be the free zone. That's what makes things fun. When you're laughter. You're like, how can you, laugh at something if you got to look at a fucking rule book, like how, what the fuck, like, oh, let me see if that's on the list. Oh, I can laugh at that. No, it's a fucking comedy, yo. It's supposed to be fucking funny. I laughed my ass off on all that shit. I thought it was funny. I got a couple jokes that wasn't as funny, but I thought it was like, ooh, that was a little duddy. You know what I'm saying? But there was some funny shit in there. So I don't know how you can. Like I said, it's attack on comedy itself. And there's way too many comedians out there that gonna, have a hard time doing things, and they got a style of their own. They all have their own styles, and they're gonna be so like restricted. It's gonna turn into like mumble rappers. Then you're gonna do that to the comedy game, and it ain't gonna do it. It ain't gonna win. They're gonna turn this shit into the mumble rappers. Like the mumble rappers can only talk about drug use and shit. Like when the older rappers used to talk about drug dealing and drug use, they used to always talk about getting out and making shit better. Y'all forget to put that part in there. It was like bitches and hoes and hustling, but they still wanted to get out of the hood and probably still have bitches and hoes, but they still wanted to make things better. So now I feel like they would do this to comedy. They're going to make comedy like mumble rap, dude. They're going to be so limited. They're going to be like back to like going knock, knock. And they're going to be like, oh shit, what kind of door was that? What kind of wood was used for that shit? You offended some people that do woodwork. Shit. So that's all I'm saying. Was your door alive? That door was alive. You just heard it. Now they can have like, like PETA and DETA for doors and shit. I'm just saying. You can't fuck with comedy, man. There should never be no rules with comedy. It's like I said, trying to cancel him is like trying to cancel comedy. And cancel comedy will be a very difficult battle. It'll be a difficult battle like the Second Amendment. Because this is like the First Amendment. You know what I'm saying? It's like the freedom of speech. You can't. This is comedy. Music. You used to be able to put the sticker on your record and say what the hell you wanted. In a movie, you put R, whatever the fucking all the initials you put on them damn movies. You know what I'm saying? So you know that it ain't for kids or it is for kids. And, it's supposed to be there. You know what I mean? This is what comedy, it's there. You put the little warning label, explicit language, you're going to see things. If you're offended by this, don't watch. That's what basically the remote is for. That's what a remote is for, like to find what you want to watch. You ain't going to watch something and be like, oh my God, that's so offensive that you said that. Just change the fucking channel. There'll be something that you want on TV. I'm sure Gilligan's Island will still be on repeat. The same reruns will be there. Just go to the next channel. It's that simple. Or go to the next show if it's a streaming service. Like if you're watching Netflix, you know how it says play something? Hit the fucking play something button. It'll skip that shit. You don't got to watch it. You can't cancel comedy. It's going to be too hard for you to do it. Like I said, canceling comedy, when I bring up the mumble rap shit, is like hoping that they'll take this auto-tune shit out of rap forever. It won't happen because auto-tune is stuck in this rap shit, and that's why I don't like it. I don't know. I don't like all of it. I just think that's crazy that it just bothers me that this auto-tune is in all this new shit. Everybody fucking's like, hi, 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 hi. Like, what is that? Just take a break with it for a minute. Let's hear your real voice. You know that shit's going to suck live. You know what I'm saying? All these new artists probably suck live. I ain't seen none of these new guys live. I've seen a lot of older concerts. Even the ones that come back and do the, like the old dudes come back and like 40 pounds overweight. They still sound better than these dudes. They still probably, I see the, videos of these guys performing. It sounds shitty. It sounds like they're doing karaoke over their CDs. You know what I'm saying? Like some of these older artists used to even bring bands and try to pull the records off, and they would pull that shit off. And now these new dudes bringing CDs so they don't have to finish their words, and they're just basically lip syncing, and people are probably paying all kinds of money for the concert for the dudes lip syncing. And they're doing the mumble rap shit. And it's all auto-tune. Because you can't, auto-tune live is trash. I've seen that. It's just trash. It never comes out right. It just sounds all fucked up. That's what the studio is for. It's supposed to help you there, but you should be able to perform live. I'm just saying. So hoping to cancel comedy would be like hoping that auto-tune shit is taken out of rap. Is what I was trying to say. Also, trying to cancel comedy would be like asking the government to stay out of our business. Like that's going to fucking happen. It won't happen. You know what I mean? That's why you can't cancel comedy. There's supposed to be no rules in comedy. Trying to cancel comedy is like believing that they really were shouting, "Let's go, Brandon." They weren't. Okay? It's comedy. They were saying, you know what the fuck they were saying. And the first word was fuck. That was really funny, though. It was like this dude trying to do a live interview after he just won a race. And the whole crowd is shouting that. And the lady was like, they're saying, "Let's go, Brandon." It was pretty quick-witted. But the TV was sounding great. The audio was phenomenal. And we clearly, heard it wasn't that. And you ain't going to just cut the audio on a dude who just won a race. Come on now. You can't do it. You can't do it. And you can't cancel comedy. Like I said, don't do it, man. There's just no... Comedy's supposed to have no rules. How many times am I going to say it? It's supposed to have no rules. No holds barred. Knees, elbows, shin kicks, nut kicks, genital attacks. Comedy's supposed to have no holds barred. You're supposed to be able to just go all out. So please just leave comedy alone. Or else we'll just have to get more comedians to be more awesome they'll come at you with, like, they'll be so creative with their wordplay. You guys wouldn't stand a chance. Y'all wouldn't stand a chance. They would like rap god that shit. They would like, oh, we can't say this, this, and this, but we can say it this way. They would probably design their whole sets on all, like, the way you would steer around your shit, and it would still be hilarious. Then y'all wouldn't even know what to do, and you'd be like, okay, comedians just can't talk. You know what I'm saying? Just leave comedy alone. Back up off me. Comedy. Anyways, let me get on with this. I'm sure you saw what happened with the Southwest Airlines. So apparently they canceled like over 2,000 flights, and they was blaming it on the weather. Really? The weather, huh? A lot of people have been saying it was because of the mandates. A lot of people was like, oh yeah, well, I ain't showing up. And they didn't have all the people to come fly the planes. They were going to, they couldn't just outsource pilots real quick. There wasn't like substitute pilots on standby. There wasn't enough anyway. And so they canceled all these flights, but they said it's because of the weather. And it was kind of crazy when you see like, weather delay on all the Southwest flights, and you see everybody else leaving. Like, what's going on here, honey? It's like, I don't know. I just don't know. They say the weather's really bad. They must be taking a risk, honey. I think they're taking a risk. They're living dangerous. I don't know. We should just take it, let's just go home and think about it. They don't think we're going anywhere. So they were all standing there till they, heard the news, and then people coming out saying, oh, no, it wasn't because of the weather. It was because of the mandates. But anyways, I just think that's kind of crazy. Like, you go to, you're going to go somewhere, you're on vacation, you finally get some time off, and then they're going to go and pull that on you. You show up and your plane's just not going nowhere. They're like, we would have took you there, but they canceled your flight. It's just not going nowhere. That's all I got to say. It'd be weird. That's all I'm saying. But anyways, I'll continue. So like I said, people getting all restless and shit. And losing a little bit of their patience, And especially not with the airports, canceling flights, people trying to go somewhere and whatever, go on vacation, get to little places where they can go. And then, now you see people like starting to protest. They're getting sick of these like mandates all over the place. And some places are actually starting to take a stand, and they're taking it out to the streets. They're taking out the streets because they're sick of hearing this one dude, Fauci, sitting over here flip-flopping all the damn time. Like back in the day when he was like, you don't need masks. And then you do need masks. And then now you need 2 masks. Now you need no mask. Now you need 2 masks. Maybe you do. Now you need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 shots. You know what I'm saying? Shots. You know what I mean? Now they're going to be like, that's what they're going to do. Like, everybody, shot. Next week, shot. How you doing? Taco Tuesday. And it's Shot Wednesday. Shot. Everybody's getting shots. It's kind of crazy, man. They just be flip-flopping. So people got sick of this shit. They're sick of the mandates, sick of the lockdowns and restrictions. And they took it to the streets. And there's a lot of people taking it out there, man. We got people coming out here from New York. It was people from the United Kingdom, Australia, Italy, and France. And they were out there in the streets, holding it down, protesting, trying to, fight for their freedom and, speak for the freedom. People started doing it in New York. It was good, it was getting wild out there. People starting to lose their patience, and they really got scared out there in France. They said like the bosses and the leaders or the elites or whatever, they was all like hiding in shit in bunkers and shit. They were like, they didn't know what was going down. They thought it was happening. Like, it's a revolution, and they didn't know what was going down. But it was rumor has it that they was like hiding in like panic rooms and shit. Like, we got water supplies. I got a bathroom. You know what I mean? It was I heard it was pretty hectic out there. Then you see some of the video footage and like, man, it looked like they was, rolling deep. It looked like the humans united. It was some human unity for real. When my man was like, we're going to bring unity. Man, you separated shit like crazy. You made a grid sheet and you made a grid pattern in the fucking paper. It was way more than a tic-tac-toe. It was like the whole grid paper. That's what the hell you made. You just separated all kinds of shit. You didn't bring no unity. But this shit is bringing unity, and I hope there is more unity, but peaceful unity. Let's do it peacefully, humans, but unity. Don't let this media keep us separated. Peaceful unity. Only they will make us get violent if we can control ourselves and stay nonviolent. I almost sounded like I knew what I was talking about. But I'm just saying, like, if we can keep our cool in protest, and they're going to try to force the issue, I think that's who's going to make it happen, because, if somebody hits you or invades your personal space, everybody knows you're not going to like it. Whether you're a fighter or not a fighter, or a tough person, a weak person, you'll have to defend yourself eventually if somebody, invades your space or someone's attacking you. You might have to do something, you know what I mean? So if somebody eggs it on or whatever, that's the whole thing. If we can keep our control, they'll lose their control. Because if we can protest under control, they'll have no power. They'll want us to go out crazy. They want you to react all like wild bananas so they can go out there and be all strong and enforce. And so if we can, stand out there and just, do it calmly and loudly and calmly and peacefully, we will be heard. And we will be listened to more than just heard. Like the Woody Harrelson thing in like White Men Can't Jump. Like we'll be able to listen and hear Jimmy. And they won't be able to do nothing about it because we'll be listening and hearing some Jimi Hendrix. I mean, the metaphor of that part. You know what I'm saying? Because we'll be united together. And we won't be listening to their bullshit. They'll only be listening to our bullshit. As we unite. You know, even some of our bullshit might not even be like the best way to go, but it still will be better than some of this other shit. I'm sure we will fix our shit and we won't just like keep it going for like hundreds of years the same way. All jacked up. We'll be like, oh, we should fix this. Okay, let's try this. You know? Not just like, oh, we'll try that in like 2042. My man's starting to blame all of us Americans on the fucking backups of the ships. People can't get supplies, and they're all just sitting there in all the fucking water, food going bad, whatever else is in there fucking just chilling. Some people turned back and had to go back, man. They were like, fuck y'all. You know? Because they weren't going to wait. What are you supposed to do, man? This dude's fucking slowing everything down. He's slowing down, so everything slows down. As he slows down, all this shit slows down. So if he speeds up, maybe stuff will speed up. But it ain't. And we still got a long time to go with this cat. We got a lot of time to go with this cat. So let's, keep uniting peacefully. That's all I could say and I hope for. You know what I mean? Keep uniting peacefully. Because that's the way we win. Because they want us out of control so they can try to enforce force on us. You know? That's what they want to do. Like show up. Why they always got to show up with a shield and gloves if they're talking about they ain't coming here to cause no violence. If they were coming out there, why wouldn't they come out there with no gloves on, no shield, no helmets, and just their sunglasses, you know what I'm saying, and go up and talk to the people and be like, look, we know you guys are doing what you're doing, but can you at least, kind of let traffic go by, let people go to work, or let people do this, and like talk to people. Because if you already come there looking like you're ready to do something, people are going to take that as, a threat. They're going to feel uncomfortable. It's almost like when somebody, dog sees a stranger. You got to put the back of your hand up and let us smell it until we trust you. It's that kind of thing. You got to come safely, and then we're safely. Oh, they're coming. They don't look like they're starting shit. They don't look armed. They don't look like they're going to come crazy. Let's talk while people are yelling, whatever. But I think it could be done that way. But when you look like you're ready to just enforce, people will start yelling and start, reacting right away because they're going to feel threatened. It might not even be everybody that feel threatened, but we're in a group and the group starts to react. You ever seen that movie, The Mist? Like that shit in that movie when that grocery store with the church lady shit. The church lady shit happens really fucking quick. You know what I mean? So so if we're like positive, that church lady shit could happen positively way. Or it could trip out and go exactly like that crazy fucking church lady shit in The Mist. So that's all I'm saying. We gotta just do this shit calmly. Because it can go sour really fast. Wait, there's no expiration date on that one. It would just be use it up. But it could easily go that way. You know how we are. Like you see what happens all the time. It always ends up that way. So if we don't go crazy or start a violent situation, I think it would be bananas because they wouldn't know what to do. They'd be confused. They'd be frozen like, why don't you say something? Why don't you do something? Or they're going to maybe provoke an officer to start it. They'll maybe put some people in street clothes under covers to start something to get everything rolling. Which some people say have already happened. Oh no. No, I don't know. But that's all I'm saying, man. It's bananas. Things are going bananas out there. And I think we just all need to be together. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and if you did, I would really appreciate if you guys would hit me with that subscription, turn on your notifications, I'm here twice a week, and smash that like button. My name is Jaime, and this has been another episode of Meant to Vent. Till next time, humans. See ya!